Good afternoon, everybody. Shakira Ali here, and today is day 21 of my Come Up series, and today's the 4th of July. My last video was shot in front of Independence Mall in Philadelphia, and I talked about some of the concepts of freedom, and specifically I talked about the fact that freedom isn't free. Actually, freedom requires discipline. That is the price of freedom. And today, since it's Independence Day, I thought I would just kind of stay on that thought of freedom, particularly since the latest book that I'm reading is called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, and it's by Dr. Joe Dispenza. I think his earlier book, the book just preceding this one, was called Evolve Your Brain. I think that was the name of it. But in any event, this book that I'm reading now is called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, and it really is about freedom. It's about freedom, the freedom that comes from recognizing that we really do create our own future. But the fact is that most of us create the future that we live in today. So we're not really creating our future. We're actually just kind of living in our past. But he, in this book, talks about how we can produce real freedom for ourselves by changing our mind, changing the way that we think. And I'll just share one little nugget. I'm actually going to do some hangouts on this topic. I'm going to ask people to join me. So if you get a chance to pick up the book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, I'll put a link to it here underneath my video and in my blog, so that maybe you can join me as I do some hangouts talking about this book, because it really is so powerful. Just one of the nuggets that he shares in his book is the fact that, and he has studied brain science, so he's pretty familiar with this stuff, and he says that whenever we have a thought, our brain produces a chemical that then alerts our body in particular ways, and when the chemical travels into our body, it triggers emotions of various kinds, and actually the emotions that it triggers are the emotions that fit the thought that we have. So we have a thought, our brain triggers a chemical, it produces a feeling that matches that thought. Then our brain recognizes that our body is feeling it in a particular way, a way that reflects that thought. And then we continue to deepen that thought. So it's a cycle that our mind produces our thinking produces our feeling produces a thought produces a feeling, and so on and so on. And how we get out of that, how we break ourselves free from having the same thoughts and feelings every day, is to actually create new thought, and then produces new feelings to match those new thoughts. And this is a process. It is not a difficult process, but as I noted in my previous video, it does require discipline. And I was struck by, as I was reading it, I was struck by the practice that one of the leaders in Empower Network employs on a daily basis. Actually, a couple of them do, but in one in particular, Justin DeVarengia, he really has made a life practice of meditation. And and it's so interesting. When I first began to study coaching, when I took a life coaching class, the coach that I had, she told me, she said, many people can use the practice of meditation very well. In other words, for many people, it's a wonderful thing to do. But for some people, like me, for instance, we really have to meditate. Our brain functions probably on an ADD level, or ADHD, or whatever they call that stuff. And in order to get anything really challenging done, we really need to focus ourselves. So after reading this book, I'm very committed to employing the practice of meditation in my life. Maybe it's something that you might want to do also. As I said, I'm going to be doing some hangouts on this book, and I would love to have you join me in the process as we talk about how to change our mind, how to break the habit of being ourselves so that we can create a new self and a new future. So anyway, that's my thought on the 4th of July. I'm going to kind of go back and finish reading and go find some fireworks to enjoy the day. I hope you're doing the same. So take care. Have a great afternoon. Take care. See you later. Shakira Ali signing out, Trenton, New Jersey. Bye.